I got another question from an anonymous person. A question I had always had in mind. Does the Torah agree with polygamy, or is polygamy against Torah? Before I get started with this informational video, I want to take time to let you know how much I really appreciate you. And I would greatly appreciate it yet more if you would like and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to comment and also share this video. Support me on patreon.com/Bhathya. Thank you for your time.
To answer your question, the Most High Yah is not against a man having more than one wife, because we can read about it. When David took many wives, the Most High wasn't against it. As a matter of fact, when David took another man's wife, the Most High said he would have gave David more wives. So why would David go ahead and take another man's wife? Now, a king really should not have more than one wife. The law says not to multiply wives if you're a king. So while the Most High allows it, Most High doesn't necessarily want it. If y'all thought it was necessary for man to have more than one wife, during the days of Adam, Yah would not have given Adam just Kahyl, whom many of you guys know as Eve. He would have gave him more than one wife. But the Most High took only one rib out of Adam, and that rib was Kahyl, and not multiple ribs. So you don't really need more than one wife. And the statistics say that polygamy marriages, 95% of them fail. And so while regular marriages have a high failure rate, polygamy, you're likely going to fail. It's not going to last. This world is hard enough as it is. Men are commanded to give a woman food, clothing, and shelter. You cannot, according to Torah law, get another wife unless you're able to pay for the food and for the clothes and for the shelter. The status and the lifestyle of the first wife cannot be diminished in order for you to get a second wife. Okay, so that's Torah law. So a man can have more than one wife, but the man must provide food, clothing, and shelter, and he cannot diminish the lifestyle of the first wife. Now, for women's protection, I will say, if you do not want your man to have another wife, before you marry him, you should put that in the covenant, in the contract, okay? That if he does take another wife, that the option for divorce will be on the table. So that's your protection. This is perfectly not illegal. It's not against Torah law. Laban, Jacob's Jacob's father-in-law, did make a covenant with Jacob and Laban for his daughters. Basically, told Jacob not to take multiple wives. Now, Jacob did have more wives besides the daughters of Laban, but that was all the will of the wives. It was the wives' decision. So Laban was kind of like the lawyer for his daughters, and he set it up, but it was up to the daughter. The daughter could, allow Jacob to get more than one wife, and that's what happened. So it would have to be the wife's decision in that case. If a man agrees to marry a woman and they put it in the covenant that he will not take another wife, it's up to the wife to approve the man's ability to get another wife, if that was the situation. But a situation where it's not in a covenant and there was no formal agreement, a man can get more than one wife. But in this day and age, you're basically risking your wife from leaving you, because there's so much problems that can happen. Most would not recommend a man to get another wife. But if you do, it's not a sin, and Israelites are pretty much, for the most part, used to it. Yes, a lot of women get upset, but there are plenty of women who accept it. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't recommend it because of the many issues it's going to cause. Why would you suffer your first wife to leave just because you want a second? You should be satisfied and, learn to appreciate what you have and learn some self-control. If a man lacks self-control, getting another wife will not help him. Okay? He's just going to want more and more. You have a lust issue. If one wife can't satisfy you,
You have a lust issue that needs to be addressed.